Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakakwadash. All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS as well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name's Anah. It means to testify. That's how this video is called. The inevitable end of Edom approaches. And I didn't have anything in particular I wanted to go into, like any new breaking news. We had a school shooting happen in Georgia, which is the will of the Most High Yahweh Bashmi Shai uh, through his sword, which is Esau Edom, basically stirring up trouble here in these last days as we approach the end of Esau's rule. So pretty much that's the only thing that's popping. Well, there's which I got an article pulled up. That's the only thing pretty much that was popping really. That's on Front Street. We got to search on Back Street when things like that pop up. But anyway, we're getting, or we are at the end. And I say that because of the different prophecies relating to World War III mentioned in the Bible. And everyone's talking about it. We can see the wars happening. And basically, this is something that we're pronouncing among the nations, and amongst our people, because this is gonna, this is hasten the day, it's gonna bring Yahweh Shai, and we can be glorified, beamed up in the chariots, redeemed, all good things. So anyway, as I was putting together my precepts, I decided to go on YouTube, and I asked Google. Yeah, I went on Google. I asked Google, "Are we? Is the world in World War III?" And this YouTube video popped up, and it's 7 hours ago, September 5th, and we just gonna play it. I haven't listened to it, but I mean, we pretty much know what it's talking about. The thought that Yahweh Bashmial Shah is gonna put in the mind of Russian President Vladimir Putin, because he is the president currently of Russia, pursuant to the book of Ezekiel 38. Gog and Magog aligning with different nations to destroy Babylon the Great, and the Most High Yahweh Bashmial Shah is going to put a thought into Putin's mind to go ahead and release nuclear missiles upon Babylon the Great and also the land of Israel. And we can see these things in real time happening as we speak. The tensions that are flaring up, the different alliances that are being made. Right, so it's great times that we're living in, for the biblical Israelites, and this time the hopeful elect, because we're nearing the end. It says Russian foreign minister on September 4th warned the U.S. There has been a lot of warnings. The warnings are steady coming out, and if you can think, cornerly, right now, sometimes someone is bothering you, or you're dealing with something, and you warn an individual, and you might give them one warning and they still not listening, you give them another warning, and eventually the warning stop and it goes into action. So there's been a lot of warnings coming from Russia saying you're crossing red lines, you're pushing me to the point of no return, basically. And that's exactly what's happening according to prophecy. It says Russian foreign minister warned the U.S. about the World War III. The U.S. giving Ukraine long-range missiles crosses Russia's red lines. And there was a statement made by Russian President Vladimir Putin stating that if you give my enemies, long-range missiles to attack me, I will give your enemies long-range missiles to attack your allies, or something along the lines of that. And now we can see that Russia is aligned with Iran, and those different Arabian, nations, which are currently warring with the land of Israel, right? Warring with Benjamin Netanyahu. So as I said before, as the scriptures say, these different nations are aligning themselves, and alliances are being formed. It says Russia claims that The U.S. knows this and yet is planning to send long-range missiles to Kyiv. And this is Esau Edom puffing at his enemies, right? Trying to establish his new world order where he can surveillance the whole world, you know, keep track of everybody, uh, merge them with machine, biohack. We have things like Elon Musk working on Neuralink, putting computer devices into the brains, or the RFID chips into the palm of your hands, allowing you to, scan different devices, enter vehicles, go into doors. These things are mentioned in the book of Revelations, chapter 13, and it refers to the MOTB, which we, the hopeful elect, should not take or even think about considering to take this, because we understand that the Most High Yahweh Bahashmi Shai will not save us, but He will destroy us, right? So that is a warning there. But anyway, let's get into this video. I guess I could be reading this, but I'm reading it in my mind. You can read it in your mind, basically telling us different things, which is smart. I guess it can't pick up on like the AI detection or whatever they got. It says Russia's big world warning. The Americans have already stepped over the red line that they set up. They're emboldened, and Zelensky certainly sees this and uses it. It says, but they need to understand they're joking about our red lines. Don't joke about our red lines. They know perfectly well what they are. I'd like to again quote a statement by Kirby, who said that the U.S. should be very careful about increasing support for Ukraine so as to avoid World War III. Recently one of Russia's red lines was Ukraine not joining NATO, and to go around this, uh, U.S. did some type of agreement where it basically they're not a part of NATO, but they're in agreement. So basically, the only thing that's different is the fact that if Ukraine is at war, the NATO EU nations won't go to aid Ukraine, but they're sending supplies and missiles and things. There's words of even troops in Ukraine, U.S. troops dying, families being giving money to not talk about it. So that's why we're currently already in World War III, because where does this end? It only escalates. And I believe they already had given them, Ukraine some of these missiles, that they were using to strike inside Russia. So, is the world in World War III? Like I said, I searched these things up. Everyone's talking about it. Former President Donald Trump is saying that if he's reelected, he will prevent World War III from happening. We had Kamala Harris saying she will abolish the Second Amendment because of the shooting in Georgia. Right, the road is going crazy. I seen one post, I believe it's on the People's Voice, where Donald Trump said that he would release the names of Epstein's Island if reelected. So I mean, I guess he knows the names already, but there's no law or investigation going on where he's allowed or supposed to release those names now. So I guess that's some type of reward for people that vote for him, which is madness and insane. But anyway, we're bringing down strongholds. You know, whether that be compromised Israelites that claim to be in the truth. Those preaching the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai for filthy lucre's sake. For gain. Strife. Whether it be just to put on the image, trying to put on what is it, prophet's clothing, to come sneak in unawares, be among the brothers, and report back to your daddy Esau Edom, right? Because that is our enemy, along with these other nations. Because Esau Edom is their dad, basically. He leads these other nations, and all these are our enemies. So anyway, we just started. This is 2 Corinthians 10. Start at 3. It says, though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, right? And this is something that we'd hopefully like practice, to put on a new man and stay in the spirit, which is something we pray on daily, something I pray on daily, because here in this, kingdom with Esau, Edom, it's kind of difficult to do that, walking amongst your enemies and your enemies blatantly blaspheming, Yahweh Bashim Shai, doing everything in their power to stop what's happening regarding this great awakening, whether it be interfering with your videos, interfering with your internet, all these different things, because we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, right? He controls the world, and he also controls the devices that we use, so he messes with these devices, he messes with us in different ways, and that's why we pray, daily, because it's a battle daily, to do the things that we do. And it's all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai that we can stay firm and endure it, and go through these things, just like we understand that Yahweh Shai went through these things, right? We know it's for a reward. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the power to the pulling down of strongholds. And that's exactly what it is, because we won't get anywhere warring in the flesh anyway, right? Our true power is this Holy Spirit, this knowledge, this wisdom, right? This is what's going to bring down Esau Edom, the truth, that has been hid for so long, is bearing fruit, basically. Going back to Ezekiel 37, the Great Awakening, and we can see Yahweh Bashim Shai at work, in us and in the world, on people's minds, different alternative news media outlets bringing out the truth. Esau divided, his kingdom divided, which is all great things, because we're waiting on the downfall of this place, right? It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the power to the pulling down of strongholds. It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to obedience of Yahweh Shai. Let's see what this word imaginations is talking about.
Strong's G 3053. Lagismas. Lagismas.
So reasoning, conscience, imagination, thought. So whatever wickedness that these devils think they're going to do, we're proclaiming to them that it won't be so. And I believe, I know it's in Job. I believe it's probably Job 20 or 23. Let's do 20. All right, let's go to 23. Let's see. Could be wrong. All right, let me see. Job 12. I don't think it's 12. Just bear with me while I find this precept. Take the wise. Let's see. Device of their hands. Trying to just see if I can find it on here. All right, well then we'll go to Google. Take the wise. Oh, right here. Job 5 and 12. Job 5 and 12. It says, He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Right, and another precept in the book of Job, it states that he sets the bounds of Esau Edom, where he can't pass. So that's how we're casting down imaginations. Esau Edom thinking he's going to continue forever in his kingdom, to do wickedness, to destroy the righteous, shoot arrows at them privately and different things. And he say, who seeth us? All of these things that Esau Edom think he's just going to continue to do. It says 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, it says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai. And like I said, that goes into the 2/3 as well. These so-called Israelites, walking around fringes every day, everywhere they go, and basically they're just compromised, right? They snuck in unawares. It says, in having in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled, right? We get this word, we take it in, we learn it, and we go out and we teach and we preach, we rebuke and reprove, right? And that's what we're called to do, to feed the sheep, and that consists of everything in the Bible. So when someone is going off, we let them know, we try to bring them back, So yeah, we're bringing down these strongholds because the biggest stronghold right now is Esau Edom and his lies, right? He's the one that's getting to these different brothers and compromising them. These different individuals are fitted for destruction, though they're 2/3. So it is what it is. So we'll get a few chapters. Isaiah 34 and 1, it says, Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come from it, right? So this is the work of Yahweh, Bashmiel Shah, right? All these nations will come together to World War III in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the Lord's judgment, right? Where they will be destroyed, right? For the many sins against the Israelites, right? Because they have touched the apple of his eye, right? The hope for the elect in his time. It says, For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter, right? Thus saith the Lord. It is written because it's faithful and it's true, and it will come to pass, right? The title says the inevitable end of Edom approaches, right? So this is what is soon to come, the Lord willing, which it will come, and we're hastening it. It says, Their slain also shall be cast out, their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. So this is just going into the great slaughter of Esau Edom. It says, In all the hosts, which I got Joel 3 and 2nd Esdras chapter 13 and back up this chapter, which we'll get. It says, And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Right, so that's going into these nuclear missiles. Like I stated before, they're going to be shot from Russia and the different nations that's going to align themselves with Russia to destroy Babylon the Great and destroy the land of Israel. And Yahushua is going to come and destroy their armies, you know. And then the elites of the world are going to go into their bunkers, you know, to be preserved until the elect come back down. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." Right? So the Most High Yahweh Hashmi Shai is coming to destroy Esau, Edom, and all these other nations. But ultimately, Esau, Edom, because pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18, Esau, Edom will be utterly destroyed, you know, after serving 1,000 years of double hardcore bondage. It says, "The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness and with blood, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea." And that current land is Babylon the Great, right? Esau, Edom. It says, "And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness." And this is going into the different men, you know, in their different ranks regarding army. It says, in NLT, "Even men as strong as wild oxen will die, the young men alongside the veterans. The land will be soaked with blood, and the soil enriched with fat." It says, "For it is the day of the Lord's Yahweh Bahashmi Shai's vengeance, in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion," right? Because of them touching, like I said, the apple of his eye, you know, the Israelites. The Lord is coming back, you know, for all the sins they have committed, you know, against the Israelites. "And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. This shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever." Right? That is the land of Esau, Edom, currently Babylon the Great. Thus saith the Lord. It says, "But the Korath and the Briton shall possess it, the owl also, and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all their princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and there shall be an habitation of dragons and a court of owls." I seen a post the other day going into, I guess, one of the many mansions of the Rothschilds, and I actually just watched that show, Goodbye Uncle Tom. Well, not a show, it's a movie. It's on YouTube. Goodbye Uncle Tom. You know, and it just depicted, you know, basically how slavery was for us. You know, so anyone that's listening can look at that and understand that the nations will get double of that. You know, so that's what's coming for them. That's what's coming. It says, yeah, and thorns shall come up in their palaces, because these people are really living like that, right? Palaces and different things that they got built up for themselves, treasures, and all these things will be utterly destroyed. It says, "Nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court of owls." You know, like I said before, this place is just going to be a zoo. It says, "The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest." It says, "There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay, and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall be vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate." It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and read. No one of these shall fail," right? "None shall want her mate, for my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them." Right? So everything that's written will come to pass, thus saith the Lord, right? There's no avoiding it. There's no way around it. We're only pressing towards it. The inevitable end of Esau approaches. It says, "And he have cast a lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein." Right? So This place is going to be Babylon the Great. It's going to be a big zoo for these desert creatures once it's destroyed. This is Joel 3. It says the nations will be judged, right? And that's what we're pressing towards. We're pressing towards World War III. It says, "For behold, in those days and that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the Lord's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, when they have scattered among the nations in part of my land." So the Most High Yahweh, Bashmi al-Shah, is going to utterly destroy these people. Joel 3 and 3, it says, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink." And once again, saying again, I just watched this show, Goodbye Uncle Tom, you know, which Uncle Tom is portrayed as a. I remember one of the brothers went into it, regarding that term. It's portrayed as a bad term, but also I gotta look it up again. It was something about a good thing, but basically we're just gonna look at that negative way. So that movie saying Goodbye Uncle Tom is pretty good because here we are. That Goodbye Uncle Tom spirit regarding the elect, it ain't here no more, right? We have woken up from our captivity, pursuant to Ezekiel 37. So Joel 3 and 3 says, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?" It says, "Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the land of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it." Right? You get Isaiah 14, for that. We will have these people in the kingdom as servants and handmaids, right? That's it. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." And if you look at the news currently, that's exactly what's happening. It says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong," right? And that goes in Esau, Edom, always puffing at his enemies because of the Most High says he have created the smith, right? That brought, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. I created a smith that blows the coals. Basically, these nuclear bombs, these nuclear missiles that Esau, Edom had. Now these other nations have them also, right? So it's no longer they're able to really threat at their enemies without the what's the term? Basically something coming back to them. And that who's gonna make it happen? The Lord. So that's where we're at, right? These nations have nuclear missiles and they're ready to use them. It says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." Right? So that's exactly what's happening. These nations are preparing themselves for World War III. They're going to meet over there in the Levant region, right over there next to the land of Israel, right? That desert, the Arabian desert, right? It says, "Put you to sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fast overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near." In the valley of decision, right? Then it goes into, I continue right here. It says, "The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord Yahweh, Bahashmi al-Shah, will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel." And you get Psalms 91, where we're hiding under the wings of the Almighty, right? From our enemies. It says, Joel 3 and 17, "So shall ye know that I am the Lord, your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore." This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, right? This is Esdras. seeing the vision, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heavens. Right, Yahushua is coming with the multitudes of chariots. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. Right, so that's exactly what's coming. Yahushua is coming to destroy this place. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Right, so this is going to be during the time of World War III, when these different nations are gathered, just like we read in Joel 3. They're gathered over there in the Levant region, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, of the Lord's judgment. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region and place where the hills were graven, and I could not. Right, so that's that chariot, that fathership that Yahushua is going to be on. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yes, there's fight. Right, they're even afraid now that the great awakening has taken place. Right, they're afraid of the words coming out of my mouth, because this is their end. Right, this is bringing down strongholds. This is hastening the day. This is things that they do not want to hear, but ultimately we're called to do this work and to bring it out. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So they're going to continue to do what they're doing, regarding the Great Awakening, even up into the point where World War III comes and Yahushua returns. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitudes that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Right, so all of them utterly destroyed. Right, nuclear tanks, whatever they got over there, whatever they thought they had, their imaginations, we're gonna be able to beat Yahushua when he comes. All of that stuff was destroyed. Right. It says, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it with it, right? So that is the inevitable end of Edom that soon approaches. Our Lord returning, redeeming the elect, and destroying this bitch. With that, I'll say shalom to those elect.